I am Dimitris. I represent RISK4SEA. For those who are not familiar with RISK4SEA, RISK4SEA is a web-based platform, analyzes post-trade control data, and today I will try to assist you with a presentation about some preparation tips. As said earlier, we don't have Captain America and Catwoman on board the vessels. We have seafarers, and they need your assistance. And regarding to the mindset, we need to change the way that we think about the preparation of the vessels for the next post-trade control inspection, because you can see that vessels are not well prepared. That's why we have issues. That's why we have detentions. And a detention, you know it better than me, may affect other, let's say, sectors in your business. Now, in my presentation, we will check some post-trade control realities. We will analyze some post-trade control strategies, and we will find out why having all data about the port, and all data meaning, first of all, especially the detainable items in each port. This is critical to know. We cannot visit a port with, let's say, limited checklists, preparation checklists. We have seen in the industry many of them sent to the vessels. And we will discuss a case study we did for a friend of ours operating something like 70, 80 container ships, and they are based in Greece. It's very, very interesting. And of course, we will I will conclude my presentation analyzing some strategies and tips in order to eliminate the detentions. Now, I would like to play a game with you, and by raising your hands, I would like to ask you, who of you here believe that the role of post-trade control is to monitor the enforcement of the regulations? Please. Who of you believe that the role of post-trade control is to monitor the enforcement of the regulations? Okay. Who of you believe that they are here to ensure a level playing field? Okay. To eliminate substandard shipping? Don't be shy, please. Okay. And to ensure that post-trade control officers make enough to give jobs to the locals? Okay. The correct answer is number 3. RO classes and flags are responsible to monitor the enforcement of the regulations. Of course, IMO and European Union and other organizations to ensure a level playing field. And the role of post-trade control is, of course, here. They are here to eliminate substandard shipping. About number 4, okay, local governments maybe are responsible for this one. So, we have 5,000 ships being detained every 36 months. Okay, this is just a number. The impressive is the 85% below, that 85% of the vessels had detentions, had no other problems within the last 36 months. There are some insiders in the market that feel that we have bad ships, substandard ships, that's why we have detentions. We totally disagree. We insist that we have non-well-prepared vessels. The number 1 reason is that we don't know where and when the vessel will be inspected. Okay, we have some parameters like inspection window, open dates, priority status of the vessel, and all of this stuff, but trust me, they are not enough. We have seen several times vessels calling a port with a closed window open date for inspection and to be inspected. Ignorance about the focus items in the ports that we are going to call. Okay, why? Because we provide to the vessels generic checklists, and of course are not useful. And sometimes we have seen miscommunications between the vessel and the office, meaning we didn't have the time to prepare the vessel, or we don't know how to do it. Now, in order of importance, number 1 is to eliminate the detentions. Okay, we cannot discuss if someone here wants to have detentions or not. The answer is clear. And if we are okay with the number 1, we have to minimize the deficiencies. Okay? The less, the better. and the number 3, which is equal to the other two, we have to minimize the noise. Seafarers cannot reply all day in emails that receive from us, from everyone who will send an email. So we have to send specific items to the vessel. People need our assistance, need a kind of training about post-aid control preparation, and in that way, rest assured that you will have less problems during the inspections. Now, as said earlier, we don't know where the vessels, we don't know the focus, we are not sure about the focus of the post-aid control inspectors in its place. In Paris MOU, as you can see, we have 1,500 ports, okay, 25 countries, different languages. You know that we have a totally different approach in Ravenna than in Antwerp and Piraeus, totally different items. 700 almost stations in 19 countries in Tokyo MOU. Again, different languages, different approach. 128 post-aid control stations in the US. There we have common language and common standards, but you also know that we have, in the east to the west side, we have totally different approach from the post-aid control inspectors. And Australia is Australia. You know that is a tough place, so we have the same issues as in the US. Of course, post-aid control inspectors have specific preferences in each place. And the ships, as said earlier, cannot be prepared with generic checklists. We need to provide them specific items, and especially, as said earlier, we have to provide them with the detainable deficiencies of a port. Now, the detailed deficiency profile, this is a case for Antwerp. For those who are not familiar, BNAR is the UN Law Code of Port of Antwerp. Please check that we have the deficiency codes, deficiency code description, the deficiency areas, the operational groups, and on the red tabs you will find how many times each code appeared as detainable in the port. If we exclude ISM item, which is ISM, you will see that the number 1 detainable deficiency in order of appearance in the port of Antwerp is Seafarer Employment Agreement. And please check item 3, but 4, arithmetically, Ballast Water Record Book. Interesting. So, having the detailed deficiency profile in the port, you will not have to wonder, okay, what will happen, especially for the detainable items. You can have such info. And let's check the deficiency profile of the port. Please check for all dry fleet, we had a detention rate of around 15%. 4.8% was for tanker fleet, 7.7% for container ships, and close to 7% about all ships within the last 36 months. The total detainable deficiency codes for bulkers. Okay, we have accuracy, we know what is going on in each port. 97 detainable deficiency codes appeared in the port of Antwerp for the last 36 months for dry bulk fleet. 61 for tankers, 81 for container ships, and 156 detainable deficiencies for all ships detained there. And please check that the unique detainable deficiencies, meaning per deficiency code, 61 for bulkers, 34 for tanker fleet, and 42 for container ships. Now, I said earlier that we cannot prepare vessels with generic checklists. What we need to do is specific checklists. We have a Panamax, we'll call Gladstone. We have a Supramax, we'll call Antwerp. Specific items, vessel, port, and all the details must be sent with the proper guidance to the people in order to prepare the vessel. It's not enough to ask for checklists to come back, photos and videos that you may have received several times in the past, the same video. You have to focus on what is going on in the port. something that can be done. What we did about the case study, I said about this container operating company. We checked the detainable deficiency codes and we selected these ports that had hundreds of inspections and more. Okay, for the last 3 years, in total, you can see that there are 59 codes, and we applied, you know, the common way. The common way. There is a checklist out there with the top 20, top 18 detainable items globally, and we analyzed these items that they had based on this checklist, and which were the actual detainable deficiencies in the port. Now, as you can see, the number 5 result were devastating, with an overall out of 50%. Now, you can see on the left side the top 20 provided, top 20 detainable items for container ships, and on the right side, you will see that these ranks, okay, forget about ISM, but these ranks are totally different for all ships. Okay? Things are not the same in the ports. Container ships are container ships, bulk carriers are bulk carriers, LPGs are LPGs. So there are analyses out there for these, and of course, may be very helpful for you. Now, this is what I said earlier. We had all ports with 100 and more inspections. Please check Port of Algeciras, item 15. Okay, you can see they are out 83%. They were out 83% about the detainable items in the port. Same applies for Antwerp, item 22. And if we go to the last one, you will see that the last column, 45% out about the detainable deficiencies. It's like casino, red or black. So you cannot call a port under this situation. Now, conclusions and lessons to be learned. Not a proper preparation will lead to a detention. That's why we have problems, because we do not help people on board the vessels to understand what they have to check, and we ask only to send back items in order to have a filing, and everything is okay. No, you have detentions. You have to know exactly what is going on in each port, and of course, it's of paramount importance to know what port state control inspectors are looking for in each port. Of course, as said, the generic checklist cannot work in the industry about the preparation. Thank you very much. I will be around, so if you have any question, it's something I will be more than happy to discuss it. Thank you.